Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaopen.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. I'm so delighted you're here with me today. Today I'm going to be talking about how to get inspired. Sometimes in life we feel like we are in a rut. I know that there often are times in my life when I feel like I just get up, I get ready for work, I go to work, I come home, and it's like rinse and repeat. I just keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's those times in my life when I realize that there are several things I need to do to regroup and to get re-inspired for my daily life. The first thing is usually when that happens to me and I feel like I'm in a rut and I'm just on this hamster wheel spinning, getting nothing done. One of the first things I normally need to do is to rest and recharge because we get so drained by life. It's easy to happen. Sometimes we just get into our routine because we like routine by nature. Human beings like the same thing over and over again, even though we may say we don't. We naturally resist change. So the very first thing you need to do is stop going on autopilot and doing the same things over and over again. And that includes trying to refocus and to ground yourself again. Because what happens is we go through life and we're so busy that we spend our energy everywhere. We give it out here and there when we go to the grocery store and we have to deal with people, and when we have to go to work and we have to deal with more people, and our energy just gets spent more and more. Let me tell you, I have been just giving away some furniture that my mom's had on Facebook, on Marketplace, and just having to deal with the conversations people have is enough to make me just want to bang my head against the wall. Like, it's annoying, it's frustrating, and it spends a lot of my energy because I get irritated at people because the communication is so bad. So I have to ground myself again and restore my energy. And there are several ways you can do that, but the first thing is I have a free meditation on my YouTube channel for calling back your energy. That is a great meditation because we spend so much of our own energy during the day that we need to call back that energy to ourselves because we're giving it out to every other person. We don't have anything left for ourselves. So calling back your energy is a great thing. You can do the guided meditation, but honestly, if you just close your eyes and ask the universe, envision that all of that energy is coming back to you that you've given out, because sometimes we don't have time in between different things we're doing to maybe do a guided meditation. You could do this very quickly at your desk, wherever you're sitting. Just close your eyes and envision all of that energy coming back into you and protecting it, asking Archangel Michael to shield it with his beautiful blue energy, like it's surrounding you like a giant bubble. We're not going to be giving away any more of our energy because we need it for ourselves. The other ways that you can get grounded are to go out in nature and to relax and things like that. But I'm going to talk about some other really quick ways that you can get inspired if you feel like you're in a rut. Of course, get grounded, rest, rejuvenate. But some other things you can do to pull yourself out of that feeling of being stuck so that you can get inspired, so that you can move on and do the amazing things that you want to do or be more creative. Because a lot of times our creativity feels very stifled when we feel like we're stuck in that rut. So if you want to get those creative juices flowing again and get inspired, here are some simple things you can do. The first thing is change your environment. Get out of the house. Sometimes we go to the same places all the time, right? We go to the same place to work. We go to our home and everything's the same. So if you want to get inspired, start looking at new things, different things. So maybe try going to a new place for dinner. That seems simple, but it's also how we discover new things. And I know some of you are like, it's uncomfortable. I don't want to. Well, you're going to have to get past that. If you want to get inspired, you have to change your environment. So maybe if you don't normally go to this park that's in your town, go there for the afternoon and just sit and see what comes to you. Just a simple little thing like changing what you're doing, where you go. Maybe you change where you go get coffee in the morning. It can change up your routine just a little bit, it can help you spark some new inspiration, and maybe you meet new people, or maybe you realize, hey, there's restaurants amazing. Why haven't I been here before? So that can do a lot of things to just get you out of that rut. Learning something new is also a great way to get you out of a rut. Learning a foreign language is great. I've discovered that they even have some really awesome people on TikTok who teach you how to pronounce things the way the native would. There's a guy that I've been following who does this with French, and it's really, really cute and entertaining, and also I'm learning a lot. So I love that. It doesn't have to be a foreign language though. Maybe you want to take an art class, take a drawing class, whatever it is that would appeal to you. Take a cooking class. Just get out there and learn something new. And if money is an issue, there are a lot of places where you can learn things for free. You can definitely go to YouTube to learn some new things, but also it's an app called Udemy, Udemy, and they have cheap or free courses on a lot of different things. So you can go start there. I put a German course there, actually, a beginning German course for like $30, which isn't super expensive. But they have a lot of courses there that are either free or very cost effective. So Udemy, Allison is another one, Alison. They have cheap courses. Again, YouTube has a lot of very, great, awesome videos that are free, absolutely free. So go check that out too. Just think about maybe something you'd like to learn, and then go search those places, YouTube, Allison, or Udemy, and there's, I'm sure, even more than that, to go and see if perhaps there's a course there that would be fitting for you. Another way to get inspired is creating that vision board if you haven't already done that. And if you've already done it, go back and look at it again. And does it need to be updated? Our tastes change, and what we want changes throughout our lives. So maybe what you had at the beginning when you made your vision board isn't currently up to date. Maybe you want new things on there, or maybe you've already gotten some of the things that are on your vision board. So it's time to replace those. Vision boards are really fun. And if you're artistic and creative and want to do a physical one, that's great. I'm not. So I use Pinterest and I just create boards, and that is how I do my vision boards. And then it's easier for me to edit those if I want to. I've got a business vision board. I have one for my personal life. So whatever it is, you can create separate ones. You can do one big vision board, whatever feels right for you. And get inspired by looking at the pictures that you put there. Like, this is what I'm putting out to the universe. This is what I'm hoping to get. And I cannot wait to receive it. I know it's already mine. That can give you some inspiration too. Nature, again, is a great place to get inspired, especially if it's a beautiful place. We have a botanical garden around. It doesn't cost very much to get into. And we have a zoo, which is really, there's several beautiful spots there. And I will just go and for the afternoon find a really nice spot and just sit there. Just look out. So find those little places. Do a search. Do a Google search for beautiful areas around you. And they can be free or places where it's not super expensive to go. And just make a day trip out of it. Go take a journal. Get inspired by what you see. Take pictures. All of those things help us to really tap into our creativity. Another thing we don't think about, because even though they are a little more sparse than they used to be, bookstores are still a great and fantastic place to go, especially because in most bookstores, you'll have a little coffee shop area. So you could get yourself a coffee or tea, get a book or a magazine or something that's inspiring to you, and sit down and read. I used to love to do this when I was in college. I had a job where there was always time in between the shifts that I had to work. So what I would do is I would find a bookstore. I would go get a cup of coffee, and I would go get a book that I wanted to read. I would buy it, and then I would sit in the bookstore, and I would just spend time enjoying my coffee and reading. And I found that very inspirational. I have definitely gotten out of that habit. But that's a really cool and fun thing to do too. I just also love browsing through bookstores and just looking at the different titles, looking at the art books that they have. There's a lot of really, really interesting, fun, cool things in a bookstore. And sometimes it's even fun just to see that when they have a reading for children and they're all sitting around and just enjoying the book. That's really fun for me to watch that too. So you could also go to your local library, but there are still bookstores around. I love the idea of just going and browsing. And a lot of times I'll go and window shop, so I don't necessarily have to buy anything for myself, but I might go into a home design store just to look at all of the different fabrics they have, just because I enjoy the creativity of it, seeing what could possibly be. And that's another thing that you could do too. If you need to change your environment, maybe tackle a room in your house and decide, hey, I'm going to make this my room. I'm going to redesign it. I'm going to make it comfortable for me. I did that last summer. Last summer, I took my bathroom and I took my dining room, and I didn't spend a ton of money. I just did little things to redesign them. I bought chair covers for my dining room chairs. I bought paint. It was more effort than it was money because I had to paint myself, but I painted a couple of the walls. I painted the bathroom walls. I bought a few things to spruce it up. It made me feel a lot better because it was like, this is my sanctuary. This is where I like to go, and I'm going to make it very nice for myself. So that also helps me to feel inspired. Journaling is another awesome way to tap into your creativity, and there are journals out there that already have prompts. I have my 60-day transformational journal, and that also has prompts for you every day to think about more of the lessons we need to learn or goals we want for ourselves. But you don't have to have one that has writing prompts. You can just get a notebook and start writing. Free writing sometimes is a great form of tapping into your creativity. Music is also really inspiring, but sometimes we tend to listen to the same kind of music over and over again. Try tapping into different types of music and seeing what you like and what comes up. I would say the same thing too about food. Food is connected to creativity in so many ways. If you are used to eating just one type of food or 2 or 3 types of food, expand your palate. Try new things. All of the times that I have gone out and tried new things, like we have an international festival here that's really cool. I tried different types of food that I've never had before. And there was only maybe one thing that I didn't like. Everything else was like, where has this been my whole life? Why haven't I been eating this? So go out and try new things when it comes to food too. Part of being in a rut and not being inspired is that we do the same things over and over again. And we're literally having to fight our biology to do something different, but it's worth it. So go and try a new type of food. If you're a cook and you like to cook, try cooking new types of foods. All of this helps you to tap into your creativity. Find people who inspire you and try to listen to people every day who might inspire you. Maybe you don't have certain people. Maybe that is why you need to find new people. Try to find people who have perspectives you haven't heard before. Try to find people who have maybe overcome a lot of obstacles and listen to them and how they're able to get through. You might find that you learn new things and that you find inspiration in their own stories. Also, make sure that you are giving yourself plenty of time to just relax and rejuvenate. That's super important. It really is. But again, you also have to go outside of your comfort zone sometimes, because that's where we get stuck in a rut, is when we just don't want to try anything new. There are a lot of really great inspirational articles and blogs out there. That's another great way to get inspired, is just by reading, again, what other people are saying. Speaking of reading, maybe find someone that you think is really admirable and find if there's an autobiography of that person. Again, reading and hearing about other people's struggles and triumphs can help you realize, hey, if this person can overcome this, so can I. I always like having those quotes, the affirmations and mantras around me too. Those can be very inspiring. So maybe sign up for something that gives you a daily quote, or every day just take a moment to go and Google an inspirational quote. You might find something that really sticks with you and helps you to inspire you. There are a lot of great TED Talks out there too, so that would be another place you could go and really look for people who are inspirational. The last one I'm going to give you, we talked about a little bit on my podcast yesterday, but I think it is so inspirational, and that is traveling. Travel where you've never gone before. Yes, it can be daunting. Yes, you might be a little nervous, but you don't learn by staying exactly where you are all the time. The best way to learn is to travel and see the world, because you see what it's like in other places. You learn more about yourself and your own culture. You make new friends. You find new foods you like. You find beautiful places, inspirational stories. You learn about history. Traveling is an amazing way to get inspired. And if you don't have a ton of money, I get that too. You don't have to travel super far. Maybe you just drive and travel to a state you've never been to. There are 50 states in the United States. I have never been to all 50. That is not even something that was actually on my bucket list. I've just thought, I'll get to as many as I can. But there are certain states that are on my bucket list that I want to get to. I have not been to Oregon yet. I want to get there. But I've been to so many states that I love. And even traveling in the U.S., going to California, for example, is so different than going to New York. The cultures are so opposite, but I love each culture equally, and I've learned so much being in both places. So just finding new ways to travel to new places can open the door for a floodgate of inspiration. That is one of the things that a lot of great writers did. When I think about, for example, John Steinbeck, he went on a whole tour traveling, and he wrote about it. A lot of great writers have traveled, and traveling was their inspiration. So I would highly encourage you to get traveling, even if you just start by taking a little weekend excursion to a place not too far from you. That at least opens the door for traveling, and you'll never regret it, honestly. At least I never have. Traveling has been one thing that has inspired me my whole life. I've loved it, and I want to continue to do that for the rest of my life. All right, so hopefully you found those tips helpful and you try a few of them. You don't have to tackle them all. Maybe just pick one or two of them and try. See what happens. Well, I wanted to pick some cards for you today, and so I picked cards from the Soul Truth deck by Brianne Hubby. 3 came out. The first one is, what do I resist feeling right now? We have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. Allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it, enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. Second card is, what excuses am I making right now? No more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. It is important enough. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. And then the last card for today is, am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully show up for my life? You are the asset. The body is your vehicle. Notice how your body is feeling, how much sleep you are getting, and what you can do to help your body rest. Take a bath, put on some lavender essential oil, go to bed ridiculously early, or give yourself a timeout today. Notice your body thanking you. Today's mantra is, the more I give myself permission to rest, the more I can contribute. All right. Yes, rest is so important. Please take care of yourself. And again, if you're feeling in a rut, try one or two of those tips from today to help you get inspired, and watch how your creativity opens up. I hope you guys have a beautiful day today from wherever you're listening. As always, I am sending you so much love and light. and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.